Let's start packing for Italy. Hello and welcome to the start of another Pack With Me video. This one is going to be extra special because we are going to be spending the next week in Italy. And I honestly still can't believe it. This will be our very first time traveling to Italy and only my second time traveling to Europe in general. The last time I flew to Europe was 3 years ago for our honeymoon trip in Santorini. So I am very excited to do some international travel next week. My husband Lucas and I will be celebrating our 4th wedding anniversary in Italy, and so we'll be traveling for a total of 7 days, spending 2 full days in Positano and 2 full days in Rome. Typically for international trips, I pack 2 to 3 weeks in advance, but we actually leave tomorrow, so let's get to packing. Okay, so you may or may not have seen my last Pack With Me video where I featured some level 8 suitcases that I was gifted. I did use that luggage and tested it out for my most recent trip to Washington last month, but I am here to report that for this international trip, we have decided to use our 2 Samsonite check-in suitcases and my BEIS carry-on suitcase instead. I was gifted this BEIS carry-on suitcase last Christmas, and I've taken it on many domestic trips since, and I absolutely love it. It was really fun to try out the level 8 carry-on suitcase, but I've come to realize for my own travel preferences that I prefer to use my BEIS, and the biggest reason is because of the handle. And so what I thought was a really unique feature for the level 8 suitcase ended up being kind of an inconvenience, at least for me and how I travel. It was nice to have that extra room in the packing process. It was nice to have a really flat base when I was doing the packing, but when I was traveling with the product at the airport, I just have a habit of putting my backpack or my duffel that has trolley sleeves on them onto my suitcase nice and secure, which I could not do with the extended handle since the trolley sleeves are typically a standard size. Something to keep in mind if you're considering the Voyager set for level 8. For me personally, I don't think I will be reaching for those suitcases as often, especially for international travel when I know I'm gonna want to take the weight off my back and put my bag or duffel onto a suitcase at the airport. That is also why I decided to go with the Samsonite check-in suitcases that we already had and that we have been using over the last year, because they do also have the standard trolley handle sizing in which we can slide our duffels or backpacks onto the handle when we don't want to carry them at the airport. Before we dive into the portion of this video where I'll actually be showing you guys what we're bringing to Italy, I do want to take a second to chat about why I have claimed the BEIS carry-on suitcase as my current favorite suitcase to date. Okay, so in addition to it just being this beautiful beige color, beyond the aesthetics, it is extremely durable, and that's in comparison to all of the suitcases I've used in the past. So that includes my Samsonite, my CalPack, my level 8. The BEIS suitcase reigns supreme when it comes to durability and high quality craftsmanship. This includes the hard shell exterior, the handle, as well as the zippers. It just feels like all of these pieces of the suitcase were intentionally thought through when designing the suitcase. Let's start off with one of my favorite features, which is the handle. It is padded, and so it is so comfortable when pushing it around the airport. It is a silicone padded handle that none of my other suitcases have. I am obsessed, and once you start getting used to it, it is really difficult to go back. Like all the other carry-on suitcases on the market, you gotta stay competitive, so of course you're gonna have to put a TSA approved lock on the side. Also has the 360 wheels. They're super smooth and very quiet, and even though it is a hard shell exterior suitcase, it is expandable by 2 inches just in case you need a little extra room. Let's go ahead and open it up. So this is what it looks like on the inside. On my left, you have the kind of zippered compartment, and then on the right, you have this kind of compression attachment is what I'm gonna call it. But both sides do have options to compress your belongings down, so that makes it easier to close later on. Let's start with this kind of compression attachment. It is fastened by snaps, and so you can remove this. It's detachable. I personally like to keep it on my suitcase for compression and organization as well, because there is a mesh pocket on one side, and then this zippered compartment on this side. Currently, I have the laundry bag that comes with the suitcase as dirt bags. I like to keep those in here for when I need them while I travel. Usually when I pack this side, I'll put all my belongings in, fold over the compression attachment, and then I'll go ahead and snap it in with the compression straps. On the left side, we have some zippered organization. So you do have the waterproof zipper up top, and then you have the more concealed pocket zippered as well on the bottom. And then you can go ahead and unzip this compartment to pack the left side of the suitcase. It is just an overall beautiful suitcase, and I love traveling with it domestically, so I'm very excited to take it on its international debut. I actually have the BEIS Mini Weekender bag to match. This duo right here is a chef's kiss. It is my favorite travel setup to date. Again, I've tried many different options. I like to see what works and what doesn't, and so far, this duo is my favorite. Real quick on the features of the Mini Weekender bag, you have a bottom compartment, so this zips up to reveal bottom compartment, so that way you can separate things. Personally for me, I just kind of put things that I don't tend to reach for during a flight. You have an outside external pocket that I like to slip my phone and my ID in when I'm running around, rushing around the airport security. And then on the other side is a trolley pass-through sleeve, like I mentioned earlier, that you can also zip it up at the bottom and it turns into a pocket. The handles are the kind of like shoulder length handles, I guess you could call them, but there is also the crossbody option as well. On the inside, this is what the inside looks like. I love that it has this structure. When you place it on the ground, it kind of stands up for you. For the inside features, you have a laptop sleeve on one side, and then the other side is a zipper, 2 pockets here, and there's also a key leash. I'm pretty sure you can tell it is pretty deep. You can fit a good amount of things in here. I typically put my water bottle standing up in here. I put my books in here. I put an extra sweater. It is deep, so I do think this is gonna be perfect for international travel when we're on the train and everything in Italy. I'm gonna bring a total of 3 suitcases, a duffel, and a backpack. So we're gonna bring 2 Samsonite check-in suitcases, the BEIS carry-on, the BEIS duffel, and then Lucas's backpack as a total of all of our luggage. Can we compress these options and only go with the 2 check-in suitcases and a backpack duffel each? Probably. We probably don't necessarily need the BEIS carry-on top of all that for just 7 days in Italy, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm planning to do a lot of shopping while I'm in Italy, and so I do want to have a carry-on option just in the event that I want to pack some of the things that we bought, like some souvenirs, into a carry-on, and I don't want to necessarily check it down below. So I will be bringing the carry-on as well. This is going to be carrying my camera equipment, electronics, and an extra set of clothes just in case our bags are a little delayed on the way to Italy. At least we have an extra set of clothes. And then as for the check-in suitcases, these are what I'll be packing today with you guys. This is gonna hold a majority of our clothes, our toiletries, our shoes, just like everything we'll pretty much need for Italy are gonna be mostly in these 2 check-in suitcases. Now that I've finished walking you guys through our setup and some of the cool features that we have on my new BEIS setup, let's actually get to packing because it's getting late and we gotta do this. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through every single outfit I've picked for this trip because that'll just make this video an hour long. You're just gonna have to wait and see the outfit of the days because I am very excited about what I've picked out to bring to Italy. Stay tuned there, but I did want to talk about a couple of let's call them miscellaneous things that I feel like are important for a trip to Italy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some highlights here. I'm going to be bringing 3 bags to Italy with the hope that I might be bringing 4 back with me. We'll see how the shopping goes. So I am gonna bring the Louis Vuitton. This is my go-to bag that I will be bringing when we go to Rome. And then I will also be bringing this cute little basket style bag for evenings and dinners over in Positano. And then for the 3rd bag, I will be bringing kind of like a beach bag. I got this in Nantucket last summer, and just something so we can throw in our sunglasses, sun hat, that, even our wallets and things like that when we're on a boat. Little sneak peek, there is going to be a boat moment when we are in Positano. I have many beach essentials that I'm going to chat through next, and so one of the most important that I did want to make sure I note are water shoes. I did get these off Amazon. There is no sand at the beaches in Positano. I have read online that water shoes are your best bets. Also got Lucas a sun hat to wear, sunscreen and aloe vera face sunscreen. This is my favorite. It's the Hawaiian Tropic. I use this all the time. Obviously, we're going to be bringing like sunglasses and etc. Going into electronics real quick, we did purchase some adapters because our US adapters may not work in the different hotels that we'll be staying at. So I did get this one in particular that is supposed to be safe for hair straighteners and curling irons, because I will be bringing a hair straightener, and I have my AirPods here, but that's kind of a given. We also have this Bluetooth headphone adapter. Lucas likes to watch movies on the flight. We go ahead and plug this into the screen in the back of the airplane seat so that way he can use his AirPods on the flight. Another electronic necessity that we'll be bringing is a portable charger. It is pretty heavy, but it does have up to 4 full charges in here, which definitely saves us for those long travel days. I will be bringing a luggage scale for this trip. Also going to be bringing a steamer. And then of course for electronics, we're going to bring like my laptop, phone chargers, kind of all the standard travel stuff. But again, I'm trying to stick to the more unique things so this video doesn't end up being an hour long. So I'm also not going to be listing all the different medications that we're bringing, but we're gonna bring basically what we always bring for every trip we go on, which is like, you know, your Tylenol, your allergy relief, Gas X, Tums, things like that. Like just kind of a general first aid kit with band-aids and blister band-aids and all that good stuff. There's one medicine that I want to especially highlight though, and that is going to be non-drowsy Dramamine, because for our trip to Positano, we will be taking a car shuttle that takes us from the Naples train to the Positano hotel, and we hear that it's pretty windy, so we are going to be bringing Dramamine for the both of us just in case. So that's pretty much all of the kind of specialty items that I wanted to make sure I note in this video, so that way you guys get some of the packing tips that I've learned through my research planning for Italy. I'm gonna go ahead and finish packing Lucas's stuff and then I'll check back in. Now that we finished packing the 2 check-in suitcases, we are pretty much ready for Italy. We just have a few last minute things, and so I'm gonna wait to pack like my laptop and my electronics, phone chargers, AirPods, all that good stuff till tomorrow morning, and those will mostly live in my duffel or the carry-on suitcase. We're also going to wait to pack our toiletries, which will go in both of the check-in suitcases in that kind of area that I left for them. There's still plenty of room in the check-in suitcases, so I definitely don't anticipate running out of room. We have plenty of space, again, for those souvenirs that I mentioned earlier. The last thing that's just kind of on our list of things to do before we leave tomorrow is to go to the local bank to exchange some dollars to euros. Little fact we just learned for this trip, it's actually much more efficient to exchange your dollars to euros at your local bank before you leave for your trip. Airports tend to hike up the exchange rate, a new thing that we learned for this trip. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, pack our toiletries and last minute things tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna be ready to jet set off to Italy. Thanks for joining me as I'm packing for our trip to Italy. I am so excited to celebrate our anniversary in a beautiful place. Can't wait to try all the good food and see all the beautiful sights, and again do some shopping. But I'm also very excited to bring you guys along for the adventure as well, just to document the trip. We do have some friends and family members who are looking forward to watching these videos, and so I'm gonna do my best to remember to film as much as I can. So be sure to stay tuned for some pasta, some pizza, some sunshine, gelato, wine, all the good things. And until the next video, I'll talk to you guys soon.